Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on the Survival series. Right, so I just want to quickly point out, I haven't actually done any videos for the past week. It's been about 8 days since I actually recorded any videos. This thing's stuck in first gear again, so let's just quickly shift that. There we go. Yeah, so I haven't done any videos for probably about 8 days now. And I basically got COVID, and you might be able to tell by my voice, I am now pretty much in the clear. Which is great news because it did feel pretty awful. It was not fun at all. So I do apologise if my voice is a little bit strange. It's just because I'm still trying to obviously get over this, and yeah, so I've been away from doing any videos. I did have a few that were scheduled to release, but hopefully now I'm back at it and I can start making some more content. So what we're going to be doing in this episode is, as you can tell, all the grass is mowed, rowed up and ready to collect. We're going to pick that up, we're going to get the Landini out, and we're going to pick it up with our loading wagon that we purchased in the last episode. Now I did increase the amount that holds now, so the capacity of it has gone up. And another thing we're going to be doing is we're going to take care of this wheel loader. We're going to finally get rid of it and replace it for something that's hopefully going to work a little bit better. And I've got something perfect in mind, I really have. So by the end of this episode we should have technically got a load of grass silage in the bunker, and we'll get that fermented and compacted, and then hopefully as well we'll have a better tool. Let's say it's going to be a telehandler, not a wheel loader, but it's definitely a step in the right direction because we've pretty much maxed out with this now. It's unfortunate, but we need something with a little bit more reach to it, and also capabilities maybe of having some more attachments on the front. So we'll get this up to the shop, we'll go sell it, and there's also a few other things we need to sell. We need to sell the attachments, the other two attachments. I think we've got a bale spike and a bucket. Another thing we're going to sell is this. We're going to sell the butcher. Did actually forget all about this thing, but there's no point in us keeping this anymore. We're going to go and sell it, so may as well set this up with the auto drive, which is what I've done with the wheel loader that I was just in. I did let it carry on for me, so we need to go to drive mode, which is there, and store or shop, and off you go. Now I do want to actually point out, it's probably better if we get in here, that I have updated the auto drive network for the map. So obviously I made quite a few changes and it needed updating. If we just go into here, you can see that it's now got the whole section to the sawmill coming from the other direction. I've also got the new layout of the house and everything, and all this bit over here going out to the field, the other entrance to the grass field, so pretty good. It also gives you a good understanding of the layout of the farm from the No Man's Land map, because it's pretty difficult to tell that. That's strange, isn't it? How it's got the route that you see outside the shop, that main road. It's obviously auto-generated that at the start. But yeah, at least it's all done now, so we can fully use this. We've got all the waypoints set. And if we just quickly scoot over to here, we can take over and get this sold. I don't expect to get much money at all for this. It didn't cost that much in the first place, so it's not going to pick up that much. But it will help us when we're obviously spending quite a bit as well. So we're going to sell this for 9,500, which isn't too bad actually, and 759 for the pallet fork. So that's that done. So while we're here, we may as well have a quick look. Now, I thought if I just scoot forward, she might stick around, but she didn't. So yeah, let's have a look. Telehandler. So we're going to go with this one here. Now, I do want to thank Mark Thor for sending me this custom edit of the JCB 520 that was in the polish pack. So you can download this already. It's in the polish pack. It doesn't cost 18,000. It actually costs a lot more, but we tried to bring it in line with what you'd expect for a second-hand JCB like this. Obviously, it's quite old. What I do like about this, though, is with the one that's in the polish pack, Mark Thor's sorted it out, so no longer we got the dodgy tyres at the back. There's a bit of a visual problem, let's call it, with the one that you get in the polish pack. So the tyres are now all spot on, and Mark has kindly put my logo all around it. So this does help. I think it's also on the back of the chair, so in cab. Now you can get the yellow cab version. You can also get the black, which I have to say really does stand out for me, and I like how it says the Plus Farm Special, Turbo Plus, which is a lot better than the Farm Special. And then we've also got the white as well. But for me, the black wins there. I really do like the look of the black. Now, the good thing about this is it does have a front loader attachment. So it's not telehandler, it's not wheel loader, it is front loader. So that's going to open up a lot more things for us to use on this. So I think with a bit of mud as well on this, it'll suit our farm definitely. It's not too new. I think it's just about right for where we are with our equipment. So massive thank you to Mark Thor for sending me this over. This is really coming handy for this series. Really do appreciate that, mate. Thank you. So let's get this. 18,000. Not bad at all. And there it is. So we currently haven't got anything to go on the front. But if we just quickly get into it, and let's just have a look at the reach. Because what we want to do mainly is go high with the big bags. Put them on that top shelf. Now, I think, as you can tell, that should definitely drop a big bag on the top shelf. So I am happy with that. So I think the first thing I'm going to get is a big bag lifter. We've still got 21,000 left, which is interesting. It's obviously because we just made 9,000, pretty much from, well, around 10,000 in fact, from selling the wheel loader. So yeah, let's get a big bag lifter. I'll leave the engine running on that. But every time I spend money, she sticks around. She really does. So yeah, we need front loader attachments for this. Now, front loader tools, that's the one. Now we do need a pallet fork. That would come in handy. I'm just trying to think. That's pretty reasonably priced, 458. I mean, there's nothing stopping us from getting that one. I think it's a good starting point. We don't need anything too crazy. But then we do need a bucket and definitely a bag. A single bag lifter will be fine. So we'll also get that. Let's try and get some JCB colour on that, and maybe then black. I think that does suit it. Yeah, let's get that for 850. And then probably, I'd say, lastly, we need a pallet fork. Now, the reason I want to get a good pallet fork for this is if we do change from just doing logs and turn it into the planks, and the pallets are the planks, we want something that's going to handle a little bit. So I want a base version of a pallet fork. I don't want any mod. I want a base version, just because I think it will perform better. Now, I'm hoping it's not going to be too expensive, really. Unless I've gone past it. I mean, that's 1,700. There's got to be the base version of that there. That's a mod. That's also a mod. So maybe I've gone past it. Yeah, must have. Must be all the way up here. It's a much dearer price. So I'll quickly just find this. I'll get a pallet fork, and then hopefully by that time the loading wagon will be here, and we can get that sold as well and try and recoup some of this money. Right, so as you can probably just tell in the top right corner, we have spent 5,000, but we've got everything we need for this. We've gone with a pallet fork, and it is a base game version. We've gone with the all but, and all but, I mean, that sounds crazy, doesn't it? All but. And then we've gone with a 2,000 litre bucket, which I think will just about fit really well on that JCB, so that's pretty good news. You've obviously saw me purchase the big bag lifter and also the spike, so we're all set. So all we need to do now is pretty much just sell this thing. It's been good while it lasted. It did have an issue. It's probably still got that issue in all fairness, where the paint just stripped off like it had been through a sandblaster. It really did look pretty awful after it had been used just the once. So let's get this sold, and we are going to get 23,000. That doesn't seem right to me. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Feel a bit of a not entirely sure why that is. I mean, I can't even remember what we paid for that, but surely it wasn't 23,000. I think I might have adjusted the price so it was cheaper. Or I didn't. And I'm going to have to go back and look at the video to see what we purchased this for before I sell this, because I don't want to just add myself 23,000 if that's not justified. So we're just going to leave that there for a bit until I check that out, because I can't remember if I just increased the capacity and actually did spend that kind of money. Because let's be honest, we haven't used it much, so it wouldn't deteriorate in price. We've technically only used it the once, but I have been messing about with trying to fix it, so maybe I did put it back in without adjusting the price again. So let's take back. First we want to sort that out. There we go. If we do that, there you go. Yeah, let's take this back and we'll get ourselves one of the big bags, and we'll try and put some of these away just to see that it works. At least one or two of the big bags, and then we can crack on with the main aim, which is getting that silage, or getting the grass turned into silage in the bunker. Right, so here we are. I have to say, this thing does fly. It goes like 27 miles an hour, so that does it's a big improvement on the wheel loader we just sold. But then again, it is a JCB, so you're probably going to expect that. Right, let's just get outside cab view. Now I do know it doesn't drop all the way down with this, I remember, so you do usually have to like push it forward. Now the good thing about this attachment, it is one of them attached ones, so you don't really need to mess about too much with this. Just try and get it close as you can, and then try and get it up the top. That's the aim. So we'll try and aim probably about, yeah, let's start off at this side and hope that we get this up. It looks to be working spot on so far. Look at that, just the perfect size. Let me drop it and job done. So look at that, it works a treat now. I think that is a great purchase for the farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to park it up here. I do need to obviously put these away. I'll make sure I do that. I also need to make sure I get the other attachments and put them on here, whilst also selling these, the bucket and the spike over here. So hopefully this racking will look a lot better by the time you see it next. So let's quickly just go, and we'll probably better to jump over to the Landini. There we go. And as you can see, this is the loading wagon that we picked up in the last episode. But the good thing about this is I've now increased the capacity to it a little bit more in line with what you'd expect for the size of it. It's not too much, but it's also a lot better than what it was. So it's picking it up pretty quick as well. It just shows how much grass we've got on the ground. So I will start with the headland passes, and then we'll work our way in the field after. I am hoping to get a second cut as well from this, but we are in June, so that shouldn't matter. I think maybe September time we'll get a second cut off this, and we can decide if we want to do some bales. Probably the best bet is to do silage bales and sell. I think we've got personally enough hay bales and silage bales for what we want with the cows, which actually does bring me to an idea that I had, which is to just actually buy all the cows we need now. I think that might actually be a really good idea, you know, to do before the end of the episode, because it doesn't hold that many cows anyway, our current cow shed, so it just makes sense to get more milk in straight away and try and bring in some income from the milk. And I think we've purchased some good items there, and we've left quite a bit of cash for us, so we can buy and max out our cows. Doesn't really matter too much about the breeding, it's just going to take too long, I think, to max it out. And with it being such a small enclosure, it just makes sense. If we got a bigger one in the future, then obviously we'll look at reproducing our animals to bring in a lot more that way. It just costs less then, but with it being so little in this one, it's probably a better idea to just purchase them outright, so we can start getting some milk. Because milk is still pretty good. It's pretty good money. It really is on hard difficulty. It doesn't take that much of a hit. There is some items that I do notice that do take a bit of a hit compared to normal difficulty, but milk isn't one of them. It still brings in quite a lot. So the Landini should perform a lot better over here. And as you can see, I've got the mod that's on mod up right now, which is the bunker silo hood. So in the top right now, you can see that it says the mount is compacted, which I do like. It really does make a difference. It's definitely good to see. Small mods like that make big impacts. So let's back it up a little bit. Try and keep it in the middle the best we can. There we go. What we can do is swing it back around and try and compact it as we drive past. Now, obviously we need the bucket on the JCB to do a bit of manoeuvring, because we are going to drag some over the edge like we normally do, so we'll have to tidy that up. Do you know what? I think I might actually go and buy them cows now before we carry on with this. So we have actually got one cow. I'm thinking, should we sell this one cow because it is so young and just buy a load outright? Let's do it. Let's sell that cow. Let's go with the same type, 1500. We're going to buy 35. No, we're not. That is a massive amount of money. I did not expect that. So what we're going to have to do is buy these in chunks. So if we can buy 10, nope. We're going to need the money before we do this, I think, actually, and we'll just buy them outright. So if we want to buy 35 cows, we're going to have to get around 60,000 from logging, which we can achieve. We can definitely do that. So at least we know something that we need to focus on. I also would like to make another field, not a massive one, just a small one, so in the next year harvest we can start doing a root crop, because I think they do bring in quite a lot of money. We're not going to do a massive field because it's obviously a hefty job and we can only probably afford the smaller equipment for where we are, so we don't want to make ourselves an impossible task, but I think it would be a good idea to try and do maybe some sugar beets or even potatoes. It doesn't really matter, one of the two. They're both good money. Sugar beets is a little bit better for me, from my opinion and obviously my experience from testing it out. I think sugar beets is the way to go, but it really just depends on the equipment as well. If we can get some cheaper old school potato equipment, then obviously we're going to go in that direction. Right, so I think now is a perfect time for me to stick in a time lapse. I would do a montage, but the problem is, without me using a Corsair auto drive for anything, it's a bit difficult to do a very good montage, and this is obviously a job for me to handle, with it being compact in a pit and also putting some grass in there, so time lapse will be perfect for this. I'll try and keep it short the best I can with the help of editing. So I'll cut back in, and we've got all this grass into the pit. You just seem to have one single thing in mind. I'm casting our date to save some time. So on the edge of life. Ooh, some perception of time. We got Right, so welcome back. We've got around 190,000 litres, as you can see in the top right corner. Yeah, 190,000 litres isn't too bad at all, really. Can't remember what we had last time. I think we might have had about 200, so we're just shy. So we're probably about the same, in all fairness. We just need to compact it. It's 56% done. It is a pretty hefty job with this. It doesn't... I know the bigger tyres are better, but it just makes it a little bit difficult when you're turning on here. I have parked the JCB just there, just because it stops me backing out and then trying to take any extra over. I have scooped up everything that was left on the floor, put it into here, and then I'm just trying to keep it inside, which can be difficult. As soon as you run off the sides, you'll notice that it just kind of drops out onto the floor. So you want to try and just keep, as soon as you're on the pit and you've got everything in it, try and stay on it as you're compacting it. But it shouldn't be a big job. I'll get that done soon enough. I have got a few other things I want to do as well, so I'll make sure to do them in between the episodes. I did bring back the bucket, the spike, and the pellet fork on the truck. It just means it was a lot quicker. So I have, like I said, used the bucket. Do like this a lot, I have to say. I'm really happy with this purchase. I think it just suits the farm pretty well. It's not high end, but it's a lot better than what we had. So there's still definitely room for improvement. But I think it's definitely a good addition. And thinking about the shopping list as well, I think we have done pretty well so far. We just need to make sure probably maybe a trailer would be helpful, especially when we're using this conveyor belt to take the silage to sell. I don't think the trailer that we've got currently wouldn't have. It's not too bad for the corn when we do the harvest on that. I think it's not a big job with that, but with the silage it is quite a lot to go up and take. Around 15,000 litres a time. You want something a lot bigger than that, you really do. When we've got just under 200,000 litres in here, we probably want to be taking around 40,000 a time. That would be perfect. It just mean a lot less trips and an easier job. But I think this is a really good point for me to end the episode on. We have been quite productive. We've filled the bunker up now, I think, for the third time. It might be the third time. So we are making strides. Definitely going to probably move on in the next episode, maybe to the corn. We're going to wait for a second cut as well. We need to do a lot of logging in between, try and get some money for some cows. I also want to buy a trailer, and I would like preferably to make a third clearing, just so we've got a small area to start making a third field as well for some root crops. So we definitely got lots to do, really have. But thanks for watching, really do appreciate it. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.